Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today will be no different. Today's topic is, what are the signs and symptoms that your body is telling you that it's time to detox? I get today's topic from the comments, so make sure you provide feedback in the comments because I actually do read them. Okay, so what are the signs and symptoms that your body is telling you it is time to detox? Now, here's why that's important. I love that question because our body has a language and it's always talking to us. It's always communicating to us to let us know what it needs, how it's functioning, and what you can do to better serve it. And I've talked about this in previous videos where we just don't understand our body's language the way that animals understand their body's language. Literally, an animal could be deficient in something like vitamin D or vitamin A or a mineral, and they literally will be intuitive enough to go and eat a certain type of plant to cover that deficiency. We've lost that connection with nature, and we've also lost that connection with our bodies as well too. So that's why it's important for that reason. It's also important because signs and symptoms are like check engine lights on a car. Those check engine lights are telling you what the car needs, okay? They're put there in place to give you guidance on what you need to do to better serve that car to make sure that it continually functions optimally, okay? So when you see a check engine light for an oil change and then you go and magically turn that light off by unhooking the battery cable, well, it doesn't mean that you no longer need a oil change. You still need an oil change. And as a matter of fact, you can ignore that light more and more and more. And the more and more you ignore it, the more and more damage that is being caused. Okay, so that simple check engine light that could have cost you like $80 can turn into a $5,000 problem or get a whole new car problem. Okay, and this is the exact same process that happens with the body. We're constantly overlooking those check engine lights that our bodies are telling us something is wrong. You need to do something, make some changes. Okay, so today I'm going to be giving you those signs and symptoms that the body is toxic. Now, here's why that's important. America is by far one of the top countries in terms of allowing chemicals in the food supply and the environment. America is one of the top countries in terms of like the amount that it allows in the food supply. Okay, this is why if you look at one of my previous videos where I talk about the 12 foods, the 12 US foods that are banned in other countries, you're like, most people are shocked when they see the kind of foods that are banned and they see why they're banned. And most of it is because of the type of chemicals that are allowed to be used in these foods. Okay, there's over 10,000 chemicals that are allowed in the American food supply that are banned in other countries. As a matter of fact, a large majority of the US food is banned in Europe, is banned in Asia, it's banned in, Russia, is banned in so many different countries. As a matter of fact, I talk about one of the foods that is actually banned in 160 countries. So it's so important that we know and understand that because the agencies that are put in place, the USDA, which is now approved clone meat, the FDA, which is approving most of the food. That's why it's called the Food and Drug Administration. We can't depend on them to protect our food in the way it needs to be protected and the way that other countries are protecting their citizens, which is why our food is banned in their country. So we have to do it for ourselves, okay? We can't wait on them to change laws. We can't wait on the food companies to act in integrity, improve food quality. We have to do it for ourselves, okay? So it's so important we know and understand that. Toxicity is one of the major causes of why America is the sickest. America is the most obese nation that has ever existed. Okay, 75% of Americans are either overweight or obese. Okay, that is an epidemic. All right, and it's really important to know the connection between toxicity and fat. Toxicity loves fat. It hides out in fat. As a matter of fact, that is why it's so difficult to lose weight, It's difficult to lose weight because when you burn the fat and it melts, it releases those toxins into the system. And the unfortunate thing is most people's system, their elimination systems, their elimination pathways have been blocked and clogged up. Okay, the primary elimination system is our bowels. Okay, most people are constipated. Okay, and the other elimination system is our skin. Most people are constipated in their skin. Okay, that's why most people have skin issues. Also, our kidneys. Kidney disease is a major issue here in America because of the amount of toxicity in the food supply. 70% of the standard American diet is fast food, is processed food, is food chemicals. So you have to understand, we're getting toxicity from virtually every aspect of life. We're getting it in our water, we're getting it in our air, we're getting it in our food, we're getting it in our household products, our cosmetic products, our hygienic products. We're even getting it in our mattresses with the flame retardants that they use in the mattresses. They're toxic as well too. So it's important to know and understand we're getting so much toxicity in our bodies that our ancestors didn't get, that our grandmothers didn't get, our great-grandparents didn't get. And that's why we're so sick and we're so obese today, okay? And this is why when people go to the gym and they're trying to work off that weight and they will get more fit, but they'll never lose the fat, okay? Because that fat is holding on to the toxicity because it doesn't want it to spill out in the body and cause you to become septic and kill you, okay? You have to open up those elimination pathways, and then that's when the weight will start to drop. So let's get into some of those signs and symptoms that your body is telling you that you are toxic and you need to detox, okay? Number one, sleep issues, okay? Especially when you have horrible sleep patterns. One night you sleep good, the next night you waking up at 2 a.m. and you can't go back to sleep, okay? Or you're waking up in night sweats, okay? That could be a sign and symptom that your body is toxic, okay? Or grinding your teeth, okay, while you sleep. Even snoring, okay? These are things that are telling you that the body is toxic, okay? Number two, unhealthy cravings. And a lot of these unhealthy cravings are actually not coming from you. They're coming from the parasites and the overgrowth of yeast that is in the body, okay? As these critters hijack your taste buds, they tell you what to eat. They want sugary, which is where your sweet tooth is coming from. They want salty, they want creamy, they want crunchy. All of the things that are bad for you, okay? And when they hijack your taste buds, it makes it very difficult for you to overcome those addictions and those cravings. This is why part of my detox is a parasite candida cleanse to get rid of those critters. And here's the thing, those critters wake up at night. You know, I'm dating myself here, but I remember a song, you know, like it used to be called The Freaks Come Out at Night. The freaks come out at night. Well, the parasites and the yeast, they come out at night. They wake up at night. This is why those cravings are so aggressive at night as well too. So that's number two, unhealthy cravings. Number three, bad breath and body odor, okay? That is just accumulated waste that is finally coming out of the body, okay? And it's just like anything. If I were to take some food, put it in a garbage bag, put it outside in 98-degree weather, let it sit there for a couple of hours, and we open that bag up, it's gonna smell funny, okay? So that's why it comes out smelling funny, okay? In the form of bad breath and body odor, okay? Literally, when that waste gets trapped and accumulates in there and the body is trying to figure out a way to get rid of it, it will literally come up through the digestive system, out of the tongue, in the gums, and you will smell it as bad breath. It will literally come through the pores, come through your armpits, okay? Your feet, and it will have a bad odor to it. So that is also a sign of toxicity as well too. Brain fog, when you can't concentrate or you can't finish a thought, can't remember something, just walked into a room to get something, you forgot what it was. That's brain fog. That's also a sign and symptom that your body needs to detox as well. Number five, struggling with weight. Okay, you're struggling with weight issues. And most people will have issues in the direction of weight gain, can't lose it. But some people will all of a sudden lose a ton of weight too, okay? As a form of malnourishment as a result of the toxicity as well. You know, so Struggling with weight issues is also a issue as well. As I said before, toxicity love fat, okay? And just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're not fat. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but there's a condition called thin on the outside, fat on the inside, TOFI, okay? What that means is you look lean, but when we take a sort of a composition of your body, you have a high body fat composition, okay? Which means you also could possibly have a lot of toxicity as well too. All right, so that's really important. Number 6, chronic constipation, okay? The bowels are one of the primary ways that we eliminate waste from the body. So when the bowels become constipated, we're literally accumulating waste in the gut. And that, our digestive system, if we were to string it out, lay it out, it's about 35 feet, okay? That's about the size of 3.5 NBA basketball rims, the height, okay? So imagine the amount of waste you can fit in that amount of space, okay? This is why most people have between 10 and 25 pounds of undigested waste, fecal matter, rotting and fermenting in their gut, okay? And that waste creates its own toxins that feeds the parasites, that feeds the overgrowth of yeast. Okay, so chronic constipation is an issue. And let me define that. If you're not having at least you're eating 3 meals a day and you're not having at least 2 bowel movements, you're constipated. I know that the medical definition is less than 3 bowel movements in a week, which is crazy, but you should literally be having a bowel movement, at least 2 for every 3 meals that you consume, okay? Again, I know that's not normal, that's not common for people, but it does not mean that it's not normal, okay? It is normal to have a bowel movement with every meal. That's normal, okay? So if you're not having at least 2 bowel movements for 3 meals in a day, you're constipated, okay? Number seven is going to be hormonal imbalances. And why? Because a lot of the toxins that we're receiving are what are called xenoestrogens, okay? These xenoestrogens, which are fake or synthetic estrogens, create imbalance in the hormones in our bodies, both in men and women, okay? So it's so important. A lot of people who are struggling with hormonal issues and they get hormone replacement therapy and they do this and that and they just can't seem to correct the imbalance. It could be because you're getting so many of these endocrine disruptors or fake estrogens in your body. They're creating the imbalance, and now your liver has become saturated with them and can't get them out because the liver is fatty, the liver is toxic, okay? So hormonal issues could also be a sign and symptom that it's time to do a detox, okay? Skin issues, psoriasis, acne, skin rashes, eczema. These are all signs and symptoms that the body is releasing something that shouldn't be there, okay? And it's important for us to know and understand the skin is the largest organ. Yes, the skin is the organ, which makes it the largest elimination organ. So when the body is trying to eliminate toxicity, the skin is one of the primary ways that it does this, especially with liquid toxins. When something can be converted from a physical form into a liquid, it will eliminate it through the skin, okay? Now, if you're not sweating, if your skin is not functioning in the way it should, then the unfortunate thing is these toxins will accumulate and your skin will have blemishes, your skin will be darkened, your skin won't have the glow. This could be a sign and symptom that your body is toxic, okay? Number 9 is autoimmune conditions. Rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid issue, okay? Multiple sclerosis, lupus. They all start with 2 things. They start initially with an inflammation that leads to a leaky gut. When your gut becomes leaky, all of these toxins are now spilling out in the gut. Even food particles spilling out in the gut will cause the immune system to go haywire. And now the immune system, which is designed to attack foreign invaders, is now attacking the self. That's what autoimmune means. So with the rheumatoid arthritis, it means that the immune system is attacking the joints. With multiple sclerosis, it means that it's attacking the nervous system, okay? So it's important to know and understand when you have a autoimmune condition, it doesn't matter where it is. The cause often originates in the same place, okay? Which means often it's a toxic gut, okay? So it's so important. If you have an autoimmune condition, it's probably a sign and symptom that your body is toxic. Okay. Number 10, digestive issues, gas, bloating, acid reflux. The list goes on and on. If you are starting to have these digestive issues, it only makes sense that you're having digestive issues because you're putting something in your digestive system that doesn't, that can't be recognized, that can't be broken down, that can't be utilized, and it can't be eliminated. Okay, so that's why you're having the digestive issues, and now these foods that can't be broken down are now creating its own toxins that are rotting and fermenting. Okay, now I'm gonna give you 4 bonuses. 1, reoccurring headaches or migraines. That is definitely a sign and symptom that your body could be toxic. Mood swings. Okay, 90% of serotonin, the happy molecule that keeps you from being depressed, that keeps you happy, is manufactured in the gut. So when your gut is unhealthy, guess what? Mentally, you will feel unhealthy. You will be in a state of depression, a state of anxiety. Okay? So it's important to know that the gut is actually called the second brain, and it should be the first brain because in the fetus, when it's being developed, the gut is the first to develop, and off of the gut, the brain and spinal cord develop. Okay? So really, the gut is the first brain. So it makes sense that when you got gut issues, you're going to have issues cognitively as well too. Okay, so this is why they say, your intuition comes from your gut. So when you can't trust your intuition any longer, guess what? You're going to create distrust in your body, which is going to create disconnection from the body as well too. Going a little bit too deep, but you get what I'm saying. Mood swings can be a sign and symptom that the body is toxic. Okay, and new allergies. When you have these allergies that you never had before and now you're having, that could be a sign and symptom. And then also joint and lower back pain are also a sign and symptom as well too. Now, if you enjoyed today's information, make sure you comment below. Let me know how many of these sounded off for you. Sometimes I'll have people who say, out of the 14 that you mentioned today, Doc, I'm familiar with 8 of them that are going on right now in my body. That is a sign of the level of toxicity or the level of issue. Or you could have one of them, but they be really, really bad. Like the migraine issues could be really, really bad in alone of themselves, but typically you don't have just one issue, you have multiple issues. And if you have multiple issues like this, it is a sign and symptom, or it is your body telling you it is time to detox. And so if you're not familiar with my detox, check out my website, drbobbyprice.com. It comes with a parasite candida cleanse to get rid of those parasites and yeast. It also cleanses out the liver, the kidneys, the lymphatic system, the blood, etc. And it also cleanses out the entire gut, so that tummy or that belly is gonna finally start to flatten out. And if you've already did my detox before, comment below. Let me know what your experience was with the detox as well. And it is a herbal full body detox. So it's not one of these run-of-the-mill, detoxes that you get from, the grocery store. It is a real detox put together from the mind point and standpoint of a herbalist / pharmacist. Okay, so check it out and let me know what you think below. If you have any comments, or again, if a lot of these sounded off for you, make sure you comment below. Let me know which of these that I mentioned today is a sign and symptom that your body is toxic. So until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.